Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Woo. Today's makeup tutorial I'm going to do for you is of a smoky eye with kind of stars in it. I did this video yesterday actually, and I decided when I looked back at the photos I was like, that's not really good enough. So I'm going to do it again. I did wear it all day yesterday and it lasted really well, so it was a good little tester in a way, but I decided I'm just going to do it again. I did it with really heavy foundation and it was just a bit it just wasn't quite ready, just wasn't quite right. So I'm just going to do it again today and feel better about it. So I'm going to start off with, I've already moisturised my skin. I'm going to take a little bit of this Becca foundation I bought when I was in America. This is Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation, and the colour is light, and you kind of pump it here and then you take it out and you give it a little squeeze and it comes out of the back. It's a nice foundation. It's quite good coverage actually. I thought it would be a lot lighter, but it's quite a good coverage. But I have a dry skin and it's not really radiant and illuminating on me. So I think if someone has an even drier skin than me, it's going to sit a little bit too dry on you. But I like it. I'm actually really into the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation at the moment. That's what I've been wearing. I'm not really loyal to a foundation, to be fair. I'm a bit of a foundation hussy. I swap constantly. A really small amount of foundation just over the eyelids, just to even the skin tones, but hardly any, because I need the stars to be able to stick to the eyelids, otherwise they'll come away. Right, next I'm going to go straight in with brows. I'm just going to take a brow brush first and give them a little brush through. And I'm using Shu Uemura brow pencil in hard number 9, just to give me a little bit of shape. Now if there's any part of the face that you feel we skip past too quickly, you can always leave a thing in the comments. My brain, it's early. We can always leave a comment, not a thing in the comments, you can always leave a comment saying, I'd love to know a bit more about brows, I'd love to know a bit more about how to put on false lashes, stuff like that, then we can know what you're after, because actually a lot of the brow stuff we edit out, because when we look at the retention back on where you watch the videos, the brows a lot of people skip. So we try not to leave too longer of the brows in, if that makes sense. My brows are falling out. I'm going to take a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury concealer and just run that through the top of my brows. This is in 02, just a tiny bit through there. So Sam and I have literally last week got back from LA where we were filming a documentary, and I can't wait for it to come out. It was so much fun. So interesting, so good to learn stuff. Loved. Don't know how much I'm allowed to say, so I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah. Very excited. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit of Dalla Palma brow. What is it actually called? This is like the smallest writing ever. Volumizing eyebrow fixer. Now, I really like this, and I tend to frown when I do it because it makes my brow hairs come forward a bit, so I can really grab every hair. Now, I had this with me in America, and Sam came into my room. She's like, what makeup are you wearing today? And I was like, oh, I don't know, and I was using this. She went, what's that? Can I borrow it? And then she came in the next morning and was like, can I just borrow your brow with the brow thing again? I was like, yeah, sure. So I was like, yes, she obviously really likes this product. Right, so that's just making my brows show up a bit more. Right, next I have got these stars that I just bought from my local stationery, from WH Smith's actually. Now, yesterday when I did this video, I took the stars off and I stuck them straight on the eyelid, and they stuck well and it was fine, but they don't stick well enough. So this time I'm going to take a little bit of duo glue, just a tiny amount, and I want to make sure it sticks every single corner so I can get proper stars on the lids. So I'm just going to take a little bit of duo, squeeze a tiny bit on the, oh, that was a bit too much, tiny bit on there. I'm just going to use my finger, my baby finger, just to spread that out. Get my tweezers. I'm just going to place that on the eye. And push it down. Allow that to dry for a second while I do the next one. Looks kind of cool with just the stars on like that, doesn't it? Let's check they're stuck down. You could cut out Micropore to make this shape. I'm going to put the two small ones as well. Right, next I need to get the shape. This is the bit that I wasn't happy with when I did the video before. These are very uncomfortable to open your eyes with. So I'm going to take a gel liner and a precision liner brush. And I'm just going to get a nice shape. This is the bit that I was like, it's not quite tidy enough. And also, because I hadn't used glue to stick these down, I couldn't blend it because they would have moved too much. So this way, I should be able to blend this line out. I'm going to take a little bit of Micropore. I'm just going to use that so I've got a nice line to follow here. Just trying to make life easier, even though I look like a crazy woman. Hopefully it's going to make it a bit easier. Then I'm going to take a slightly bigger brush, just to push over. You can't even see the stars now. I'm going to take a little bit of black eyeshadow on a 203 brush. Just push that over the top to seal that into place. Make sure that's jet black. I'm also going to use a tiny bit of that just to soften that line so it blends. So we make a really nice smoky-esque eye. That way, doesn't matter how accurate you are with it. Oh, stars come off. Looks good. Let me take the other star off. We'll have a look. Awesome. Let's pull this off as well. And then you just repeat and do the other side. Okay, so once I've got both eyes about the same, I'm going to take that one off too. And take my stars off. 1, 2. Nice. Then I want to get a little bit, I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the black, and I'm going to take a little bit of a brown eyeshadow or a bronzer. This bronzer will do nicely because it's just here. This is Delilah. I'm just going to take that little bit of bronzer on the brush and just run that through the socket. And it should just warm that up a little bit. Check that that's pretty much seamless. Then, we haven't put any concealer on. I'm going to give my eyes a little bit of a wipe underneath to check that nothing has fallen down. Hasn't really fallen down, there's a tiny bit. Then I'm going to take my concealer. I'm going to take MAC Select Cover Up on a domed shadow brush, and I'm just going to use that just to make sure that that's lovely and clean under there. I love this concealer because it goes on liquid and then it sets matte and it doesn't move. It's absolutely brilliant in my eyes. Around the nose. Any areas that I need a little bit more coverage, although I'm keeping the skin kind of glowing because there's so much on the eyes. This is the mistake I made when I filmed this video yesterday, is I went heavy on the skin as well, and it just didn't look editorial. It just didn't look cool, it looked overdone. It's such a fine line between something being really awesomely cool and just being, you know, in my eyes anyway. Now, if you watched my video where I did how to correct your mistakes, I'm going to use my brush that still has my concealer on just to run through here. Mascara. Now, obviously I've been away and I haven't been using my lash growth, and literally all my lashes have come out to renew themselves. Oh, so I'm reusing it again now to, because obviously your lashes have to renew themselves. It's at that point, which is quite good because this makeup you don't really want too much lash in the way anyway because it would block it. And my lashes were so long before. While I was away, this came in from Hourglass. This is a Illumie Sheer Colour Trio and in Sunset. And in here you've got a bronzer, a highlighter and a bronzer, a blusher and a highlighter. And they're all cream. And I'm going to use the bronzer first. Oh, comes out good. And I tend to take that across the nose, a little bit in the hairline. God, that's lovely. So in the hairline, anywhere that you would naturally tan and look healthy and glowing and amazing. I'm then going to take the highlighter. Oh yes, that's going straight in my bag. And then the blush, I'm going to use my finger. Then because I'm on camera, I'm going to powder the skin down because actually I wouldn't normally, but when you're on camera it picks up a lot more light and I don't want to look like I've got really shiny skin because it won't do the makeup any justice at all. So I'm just going to take, this is a MAC Studio Fix powder. I'm just going to run that along any areas that I think I don't want excess shine. And then lastly for the lip, I did an Instagram picture and I had a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick on. Loads of people asked me what it was and I couldn't remember, but this is the colour and it's called Lost Cherry. But first I'm going to use a Kiko lipstick in 302, lip liner, sorry, in 302, my brain. Then in with the Lost Cherry. God, that's lovely. And I'm much happier with this look now that I haven't got as much on my skin. I'm not going to put any mascara under my eyes. I could, but it's better without it. That's so much better than yesterday's. Happy with that now. And there you have the finished look. Hope you've enjoyed it, guys. So easy. Really cool. Actually, I think awesome for a festival. Now, yesterday I also put a little bit of glitter just on the stars, but I also thought that was too much. But you can do that. You can just paint a little bit of colour on the glitter on the stars, and you can choose any different patterns that you want to do. I'm going to take these stars home and use them for my kids' star charts to hope that they'll be good. And you have a lovely day, whatever you're getting up to. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share the love. Take care, bye.